Hey everyone, this is Nye here. So today what we are going to do is we are going to assemble our candy egg holder. And so you can see I've already kind of assembled one here and it turns out pretty cute. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to get started right away here. And so you can see that I have all of my pieces cut out and I have them laid out here. Before I started the video, I went ahead and I glued down a lot of the center pieces here to my little flowers that I used to put all around. I just didn't want them to get lost here on my table, and I didn't want to spend a lot of time gluing them down while you guys were watching. So I went ahead and I did those ahead of time. So you can also see too that there's really not a lot of pieces to this one. We've got our main piece here. We've got this white piece, which represents like our fence to our piece. And then we've got like a tag and a label. And so it's really fairly easy. You can see our score lines here on this green one, which is going to kind of look like our grass. And then you can see the score lines here, like they're here on the white cardstock that's going to represent our fence. And so that's really it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start folding right away. And you can see that I'm just kind of using my hands here. I do have my bone folder. Perhaps I don't. I thought it was here, but I have this other extra one here that I could use, which is exactly the same. Oh, it's right here. See? It was just hiding under something off the camera there. Okay, and so like I said, all I'm going to do here is I am just folding on all of these score lines the whole way around here, and I think I just bent that one off a little. There we go, that's better. I'm going to use my bone folder again right here, just kind of making sure that I get that score line a little perfect since I was a little too aggressive there. All right, and so you can see that here we go. Once you've got it, it just kind of takes shape to create a box with that big gigantic hole there in the center. So I'm also going to be using my art glitter glue for all of the gluing, and hopefully my glue will work and it doesn't clog for us since, you know, oh, perfect. I'm making a video and that's usually what always happens to me. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold. So I added glue to those tabs and I'm just folding them in so that way that tab is adhering to create a seal with the cardstock that it's kind of right next to. And I'm just using my fingers here to press it down. And so I'm going to do the same thing now for this side here. Again, just adding glue right there. And then I'm going to use my hands here to kind of hold it, press it down, and just give it a chance to dry and bond. Same thing here now with what's going to be the bottom. I'm going to add glue to all three sides here. And you don't need to go crazy with the glue. A little bit will go a long way, but if it's going to be a little sticky or not sticky, I should say, then you might want to just add a little bit more. So I'm just going to hold this here, give this a moment to dry. And then what we can do is we can actually go here in on the inside through the opening at the top and just make sure that all those three tabs are really secure. Okay, you can kind of hopefully see it right inside there, but you just want to make sure that it's secure, and once it's good, you're good to go. So now for the fence piece, again, you can see my score lines here. All we're going to do is fold right on the score lines. And so for this piece, you do kind of want to be careful, and you do also want to make sure that you use your bone folder here. You want to be careful because a lot of the score lines are right on the half piece of what would be like one of the posts to the fence, okay? And so you just want to make sure that that score line is really sharp there, okay? And so you can see that I'm going to do it this way, so I'm actually going to go the other way so I can see it a little bit more. And then I'm just folding it there. And then I'm going to go back here and do it this way just to make sure that that score line is sharp there. All right. So once you have it, then you can take this one, the base here, and you can just fit it right inside, okay? And you want to make sure that it goes the whole way around. If it feels a little off, then you can try and twist it or turn it, but it really should work no matter which way you do it, okay? Then once you've got that, we are ready to add our glue. So we just add glue to 2 sides first. Then go ahead and press it in right there, lining it up. Once you've got the 2 sides good and you know that they're secure and it's matching up here at the bottom and it's flush, then you can go ahead and add glue to the next 2 sides or the next 3 sides and just work your way around. Whoops. All right. So again, just making sure that you're lining it up as you're doing it at the bottom, so that way it's not on an angle. And there you go. So then you can get it at the front there. Okay. So the next step, once you have that, is you're ready to work on the flowers. And so you see the flowers here. You can add as many as you want. I think there are 10 here in the file, but if you want to add a couple more, go right ahead and just cut a couple more. If you want to add a couple less, then just don't put them on, okay? So you've got the outer part of the flower and then the center part of the flower. When you're ready to glue those, you just want to add glue right to the center here. Then you can take either your push pin or your finger and then just pick up that center piece, add it right there to the center. And make sure that those are glued. Now, before we go ahead and glue them down, we want to go ahead and add our label here. And this kind of, I guess you could say it would be more like a tag. This allows you to personalize it for the Easter table if you want, or you could leave it off if you don't want to. That's going to be your personal choice. So what you want to do is you have the 2 pieces and it's got the cute little cutout of the Easter egg there. You just want to add glue to the back of the top piece and then secure it to the bottom piece. And then if you added a name, or if you wanted to add a name, then you would make sure that you would cut out the name in a font of your choice. And I'll add this one to the blog post so that way you guys can see which font I used. And you just could add glue now to the back of your name if you're personalizing it. And then for this one, I'm actually going to place it down on an angle on the tag here. So that way it's not totally going to hit over where the egg is. And so you can see it's on an angle. And then you can go ahead and just add glue to the back of that and then glue it to the front of your piece here. Okay. And when you're gluing this down, again, you want to make sure that it's flush at the bottom. It's going to hang off of the edge just a little bit. That was done on purpose. It's not supposed to be flush and even. And when you have your name tag down, now you're ready to add your flowers. So when you go to add your flowers, they're going to be flat. You want to make them have a little bit of a curve to it. So place it in the center of your hand and then you just kind of use your thumb and then just kind of curl it in, and then it'll have a little bit of a bend to it. Okay. So I'm going to do that for all of these really quick. And if you want them flat, that's okay too. You know, it just bending them in the center just allows them to have a little bit more of a dimension for when you're looking at your project. And so we're almost there. Two more to go. And then when you finish it, you can go and add them any way that you want, okay? So I'm going to choose to add 2 right here at the front. I'm going to add it right here above the name. So I'm going to do that one like right there. And then I'm going to choose to add another one kind of right here. And then I'm going to add 3 here on the side. So I'm going to just add my glue first and then just press it down. And remember, these are where you can add them wherever you would like. And I know you're probably like, well, why didn't this come all the way up so you can't see the green? Again, that was done on purpose. So that way you would be able to see like that it looks more like grass. I'm gonna add this one here and then this one right there in the center. I'm only gonna add 2 on this side because there's only 10 and we've got 4 sides. So I'm choosing just to add mine like this, and then I'll add 3 more on this side here. I'm gonna stick again with the center here, and then those other 2 positions. And when you get your flowers added, you're all done. That's really it. And so this craft was designed so it could fit like a Kinder Joy egg. So when you're holding it, you'll see that the Kinder Joy egg will fit right there on the inside. It's perfectly sized. Like you just push it right down and it fits, okay? Now, it's also sized to fit one of the Play-Doh containers. And this is a 3-ounce one. And so you can see, you'll just place it down right there in the center. Be careful that it doesn't snag here on the edges of your fence. But it fits again right there in the center, and then you can just press it down and look at that. So it becomes like another little favor box, a little candy box. And if you want, and I think I pushed this one down just a little too far. There it goes. It also fits the tiny containers, okay? Now, the tiny containers are a little bit smaller, and so the hole in the center here will be slightly bigger. And so you can see it'll fit right there in the center, but it can move off to the side here a little bit more, so it's not as snug. But that looks really cute too. So lots of little ways for you to use this one. And that finishes it, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this craft. Be sure to send me some pictures. I'd love to see. And be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and happy crafting. Thanks for watching. Bye.